you're watching this video, then you're likely someone who's been in a crash somewhere in Alabama and you want to know, how much is my case worth? Is it worth thousands or more, or is the insurance company lowballing me? Let's talk about the honest, realistic breakdown of how Alabama settlements actually work. The honest answer is, it depends. There's no fixed calculator for Alabama settlements. The value is a combination of your economic damages, like medical bills and lost wages, and non-economic damages, which is your pain and suffering. So how do adjusters calculate that? They often use the multiplier method. They take your total medical bills that are outstanding and multiply it by a factor between 1.5 and 5. A minor case, for instance, will probably get a 1.5 multiplier, but if it was a case that required surgery, likely you're looking at a times 5 multiplier. Let's look at real-world scenarios. The first scenario is where someone suffered minor soft tissue injuries. The extent of their treatment perhaps was going to the ER and maybe a few follow-up visits for PT. These cases often resolve around $3,000 to $15,000. The second scenario is a moderate injury, where someone suffered a herniated disc or had to get injections. These can range between $25,000 and $75,000. And the third scenario is where a surgery is required. Neck and back surgeries increase the value dramatically. The value can go from $100,000 to $500,000 plus. This is because of the medical costs incurred and the permanent nature of the injury. Now, what if the other driver was racing, acting in road rage, or driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs? In Alabama, this is what we call wantonness. This opens the door for punitive damages, which are intended to punish the driver and deter that behavior. If the other driver acts recklessly, then even a minor injury case can be worth significantly more. So is there any cap in Alabama as to how much money you can win for your car accident case? While Alabama does not cap what's called compensatory damages, damages that are your pain and suffering, it does have a cap for what's called punitive damages. For cases involving physical injury, when it comes to commercial entities, these damages are limited to $1.5 million or 3 times the compensatory damages, whichever is greater. If your accident involves a city, county, or state vehicle, then Alabama law restricts your recovery to $100,000 per individual and up to $300,000 per occurrence. So here's a question we get all the time. Is the insurance company lowballing me? If you get a quick offer before you have finished treatment or even had a chance to get an MRI, you need to know that that is a bad offer. The insurance company is trying to get you to sign a release before you even know the full extent of your injuries. Remember, once you accept, you can never reopen your case. Another consideration is whether you were 1% or more at fault and if Alabama's contributory negligence rule applies. Under Alabama laws, if you were even 1% at fault, you will not be able to make any recovery in your case. Insurance adjusters know this rule, and they will try to bait you into making the tiniest of admissions of fault. So now that we've talked about how to value your case, the next question is, how long will it take to settle your case? If you had minor injuries and the extent of your medical treatment was short, then the chances are that your case will settle pretty quickly, maybe 4 to 6 months. However, if the extent of your injuries was expansive, it will take longer for you to treat and get better, which will then increase the amount of time that it will take to resolve your case. Personal injury lawyers will wait as long as needed for you to finish your medical treatment. The goal here is to not only capture the bills from your current treatment, but to also account for future medical care. When you have a serious injury that requires you to obtain treatment for a long time, that usually results in a much higher value in your settlement. Yes, it may take longer to settle your case, but the wait would be worthwhile. Now let's talk about factors that can reduce the value of your case. Here are 2 factors that will reduce the value of your case. First, gap in medical treatment. And second, posting on social media about your accident, injuries, or any experience related to the accident. But the biggest value killer is what's called statute of limitations. In Alabama, you have 2 years from the date of the accident to file your claim. If you wait even a day longer, your claim is forever barred. If you have been in a wreck in Foley, Mobile, Birmingham, or anywhere in Alabama, and you want to know the real value of your case, we offer free consultations. So call us or click the link below to schedule your free case review. And don't forget to watch our other videos.